decision and they're willing to put in the work.
Consuela, when you look into the mirror, who do you see? Because I see a strong young lady who, that's really energy, and you really, who do you see?
I think I see an individual, I think with you, with great strength, that understands my value and also my role to improve the human condition, if that makes any sense. So for me, it's fun. It's exciting.
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't really like to dwell a lot about me. At the end of the day, but I can. The great thing I think about my life is that I've been able to see life from a lot of different angles and also a lot of different perspectives. And kind of with that being stated, I feel like I have actually a lot to offer to women. I think through the wisdom that I've gained through so many failures.
I know that your son, what does your son mean to you? I mean, I know it's really a blessing, but
Absolutely.
for him, what does it mean to you to see him become successful in life?
I think, success can take on so many different meanings, to be quite honest with you. I think sometimes the Lord grants us what we need. And my son is definitely such a great inspiration, I think, for my personal pursuit. And he challenges me to be better, challenges me to be just a better person, a better mother, and really to, I guess, kind of inspire my pursuit. And it really motivates my pursuit kind of as well. And so I go after those things because it's not so much about what I put on him, but it's really about what I put in him. And so I think for me, it's always kind of a great inspiration from that angle or out of that perspective, because at the end of the day, we're all working to leave a legacy at some point, and for that legacy to be carried on. I think through the knowledge, I think through our failures, through our shortcomings, or whatever that may possibly mean for all of us.
Being his mother, if you had to give him one advice that he should always remember, what would it be?
To love people, to love God, and to love people, and to treat people the best you can, and to steward every moment faithfully and responsibly, to value people. That's his most prized possession in life and his biggest resource.
Because life is, you have good days and you have bad.
Absolutely.
It's how you really handle those bad days that it's just a process that we go through.
Absolutely.
And we all go through it.
Absolutely. I think it's really about perspective, as you were pretty much kind of alluding to or sharing or referencing. But at the end of the day, not only is it also kind of about perspective, but also I think really how, and really taking accountability, how he contributes to the human condition as well. I think that that's a major concern for all of us, the way that we treat each other, the way that we speak to each other, and things of that nature. But I believe that really, honestly and truly, like if you can get to that place where you can kind of honor and value people, you're in a good place and live life in humility.
It's a good feeling, huh? To know that he's growing up to be possibly the sky's the limit.
I probably 10 years ago would have stated, yes, the sky's the limit, but I believe your mind is the limit.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
I believe the quality of our lives is directly tied or either directly correlated to the quality of our mind. And so I think we all hear this phrase of saying, the sky is the limit, like go for it, and things of that nature. No, your mind is the limit. So it's really about what are you putting kind of in yourself, and what are you feeding yourself, and what are you fueling yourself, and what are you feeding your mind to help you grow and also to excel. Because at the end of the day, your body will never go as far as your mind. And so your mind has to get there first before your body will ever get there.
what is so important about knowledge? You know, going to school, education. Why is that so vital for us to make it up here in society?
Yeah, I think, and like I stated, I think this is a very sensitive topic because I am in entrepreneurship.
Correct.
Or an entrepreneur. I will say this. I believe that individuals can still create a life that's meaningful and significant without education.
Okay.
However, I feel that education has been very important to me. I think it has really kind of boosted or either helped build my confidence, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so I believe, like I stated, that's the choice of every individual. If they want to, I know a lot of successful individuals who did not go to college. Some individuals, it's something that I kind of recommend just because I know what the percentage rates and that rate pretty much kind of fluctuates kind of each year, kind of when starting your own business and things of that nature, kind of what the success rates are kind of in your first 5 years. So I always say, give yourself some playroom.
Correct.
So you can definitely, if something doesn't necessarily work out, you can always go and land a solid job kind of with another corporation or, things of that nature. So.
Consuela, you wrote a book.
Yeah.
The Pursuit.
Yeah.
Tell the audience a little bit about it and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, pretty much I try to live out my message. Sometimes I come up short. But at the end of the day, Paul, the pursuit is really just what I shared. I believe that we're not meant to fit inside of a box. And so, like I stated, just really how do we, and this book is really kind of based upon that premise. It's really kind of weaving through a lot of boxes to really get us to that place in which we actually own the box at the end of the day. And so that's really kind of, hopefully readers walk away feeling inspired to actually go after their dreams and their pursuits.
Why is it so important that people understand the information that you're providing in this book?
I wrote this book, or one of the reasons I actually wrote this particular book, I think there was a CBS News, report back in 2013, did a Gallup poll and pretty much stated that about 70% out of 100 plus million people were either actively, that they weren't necessarily engaged, or either they weren't actively engaged to pretty much kind of their career field. And so when you think about 70%, like Paul, let me kind of translate that. At the end of the day, 70% of people are pretty much downright unhappy with their career field, with their career choice. And so, I mean, look around us. I mean, you see how we treat each other. You see, like, you go into a job or either a corporation and people are, being mean and rude and nasty just because they don't necessarily want to be here. And so think about the amount of hours and the amount of time that we put into something that we don't even like, that it may not necessarily even be helping us for some people. And for some people, it's like, let me just kind of get through just to kind of get through, if that makes any sense. And so 70%. And so I felt compelled to write something because I was kind of at that place. I think I wrestled and I struggled for about 2 years, Paul, before I decided to really kind of go after my dreams and also my ambitions and goals. And so I know kind of how it feels to kind of be miserable, or you're waking up and it's like, do I really have to go into this job today? Do I really have to deal with something that I really don't have a passion to deal with? Does that make sense?
But you were working in a corporation, you know what I'm saying? And probably the money was real good, and I guess a lot of people look at it as, how could she walk away from all this money?
Yeah. I think for me, the question that resonated within, what am I building? Every day I was building someone else's dreams. And it's all good. And it's all, great kind of in proper perspective, because I think we all have to do it at some point. But at what point do we really kind of step away to say, you know what? And I'm kind of one of those individuals as well, Paul. Let me just kind of add to this and be completely transparent. I kind of like to challenge that status quo. I'm definitely kind of, you just can't kind of tell me anything, and I'm kind of like a little puppet. Like, no, I like to think. I kind of like to challenge it. It's like, I get, society says we should do it this way, and we're trained, kind of even through our education
Correct.
and how to behave and how to think and things of that nature. But I didn't necessarily kind of fit within that box, if
Okay.
that makes any sense. And so, a lot for me was really about how can I also kind of create change? How can I make the things that I see that I feel is problematic, and how can I actually improve those things? And for me, how can I actually disrupt an old industry as well? And so those are some of the things that really kind of brought a lot of excitement for me.
Consuela, we're running out of time. If someone wanted to get in contact with you, how would they go about doing that?
Well, I think I have a lot of avenues, to be quite honest with you, but possibly kind of the best way to reach out to me is thepursuitbook.com.
Okay.
And that's thepursuitbook.com. And I actually have another website, Remedy International. That's REMEDYINTL.org. O-R-G. And then also, at the beginning of January, or either mid-January, you can actually reach me at ConsuelaHall.com. So that's CONSUELA, another A, Hall, HALL.com.
It's not enough time in the day for all that you do. It's not enough time. I don't know how you do it.
It can be done. It's a mindset and discipline,
Thank you for coming on the show, Consuela, and I hope you come back and tell the audience some more about not only your nonprofit, but some of your financial things that you do.
Pretty much kind of have a workshop. I actually have a series of workshops really kind of assisting in the planning stages and also phases for individuals to kind of launch their personal pursuits. And so also kind of some investment opportunities there for individuals. I actually kind of like to call this particular segment or this component opportunity knots. And so for me, it's really about how can I really kind of pour into the lives of others as well.
Thank you, Consuela.
Not a problem.
Thank you, audience, for watching the show, and you be encouraged. Thank you.